See, the preamble of the Constitution guarantees equality of status and opportunity irrespective of any Indian's religion, caste, or gender. And of course, this is as it should be. I mean, in an ideal nation, we would all share this aspiration. There can be no doubt about it. And this is what should certainly unite all Indians, at least in this respect. However, very soon into the Constitution, it introduces differences based on religion. Articles 28, 29, 30 give special rights to religious and linguistic minorities, especially rights to manage their places of worship and educational institutions. Now, the question is very simple. If you give special rights to certain followers of certain religions and not to others, can you call yourself secular? Not by the definition of the Oxford Dictionary. Absolutely not. There is no way this is secular. This is against the European concept of secularism. So then, of course, people have gone into all kinds of long explanations. These are minorities. I'm coming to the question of minorities in a few minutes. And therefore, they do need special rights. But nevertheless, whatever explanation you want to bring up, at the end of the day, you have to face this paradox. That you say all Indians have the same opportunity. This is the word that the Constitution uses, equality of opportunity. And then you say Hindus will not have the right to manage their education institutions and places of worship. It doesn't say Hindus. It is by implication. So, therefore, this is not secular. So, if this is not secular, why did we have to say, perhaps it's all right to have a constitution which is not secular? After all, it's for the nation to decide. If the nation as a whole decide that these special rights are okay, fine, but then let us have the honesty of saying, we will not have a secular constitution. Why do we have to say, Amendment 42nd, this is a secular nation, and then we have all these contradictions. So there is a problem there, and it is not sufficiently debated, and we are allowing our intellectuals to have all kinds of somersaults so as to land back on their feet and claim that we are a secular nation. As per the Constitution, we are not. This is a simple stand which I take. And if we want the Constitution to be genuinely secular, at least these special privileges should be extended to all Indians. This is all you have to do. Equal rights. You want to give rights to the minorities? Fine. Give the same rights to the majority. It's as simple as that. Why should the state, which considers itself secular, insist on managing Hindu temples, for example, or large Hindu educational institutions? How can it do that? Of course, we know that this problem is far more complex than I am making it out to be. For example, we know that a number of large Hindu temples are sources of enormous wealth. And we know that our politicians are terribly tempted by wealth, and therefore this is also a factor in asserting that Hindus cannot manage their places of worship. It's only the state that can do it. Because Hindus are too divided. This is the argument which has been again and again expressed by politicians as to why can't Hindu manage their places of worship. Because they are too divided. I'm coming to that in a moment. So therefore the state has to do it. Otherwise it will be a mess. Right, but this is not secular. There is no Western secular nation, to my knowledge, that manages churches or mosques or whatever. None at all. If they claim to be secular, they keep away from religious places. This is normally what a secular nation is expected to do. Civil Code. Now this is something which has bothered the Supreme Court again and again. And there are at least 3 or 4 times in the history of independent India where the Supreme Court mandated the government of India, this goes back at least 30 years, if not more, mandated the government of India, the central government, to come up with a draft for a civil code, because this is what you would expect from a secular nation. If you have special laws based on religion for things like marriage, divorce, inheritance, can you call yourself a secular nation? Now, once again, it's for the nation to decide. If the nation is comfortable having different laws for different religious denominations, fine. But then why should you insist on calling yourself secular? This is the contradiction I would like to point out. So my point is that we do not have a secular polity or state structure in India. And perhaps it is all right not to have it, but then why do we insist on having it? This is the tension behind all these debates. But there is another big tension, and it is the very concept of majority and minority.